I'll own CrossFit next week.
Beating the crap out of each other every day.
Cover your nuts.
What is going on?
You see the statement today?
It's a mess.
I don't care what that man has to say ever in his life. I wouldn't say it's like a completely different crowd at Train with Rich, but it's a different vibe, right? Like, I would say more like wanting to be athletes or former athletes that show up.
Got it.
And then this was 100% gym owners and coaches, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. But there was like, Scott multiple times was like, we should crush them with this workout. And I'm like, that's a different crowd this time, Scott. That's not the point of these weekends. Train with Rich is like, hey, we're going to show you what we used to do.
Yeah. And I could be wrong, but I don't think the classroom stuff would land at Train with Rich as well, right? They're more like, we want to train.
Yeah. We do a couple breakout like Q&As. Pamela will do some gymnastic stuff, or say just been there several times for Olympic stuff.
They would learn, but it was like, I want to know how to get myself better.
Watkins. Beer me one of those, please. Yeah. It's not actually beer.
What is it?
It's just some random energy drink that Tommy had extras of, so no telling what's in it.
I love that.
No idea.
Throw people for a loop if you were just crushing a beer on
I know, right?
That would really send people down a spiral.
Just go on a rant about Notre Dame crushing.
Oh my gosh!
Can we do a podcast where we just drink like seniors Coors the whole time?
Oh man, there might
no,
be,
we can't.
No, there'll be a time and place where we kind of bring back the old Fireball 5K.
Drunk history.
Oh God,
do a drunk history of the games.
That would be awesome. Or we should do a Fireball 5K in a really safe space. Pad the walls, lock the door.
Man, so like. I know people are going to be like, well, you drink alcohol? Yeah, I used to drink alcohol, not regularly. I'd drink probably 3 to 4 times a year. Yeah. But when I did,
you had fun.
We had a lot of fun.
It was a great
Things
time.
were going to be broken or set on fire or climbed.
And if you had buttons on your shirt, they were
ripped off.
They for sure were ripped off.
And cover your nuts.
Yep. And I've not had a sip of alcohol in almost 3 years. So no reason other than just one day. I'm like, I just don't
can't
like
be
the way I
trusted. Like
feel.
a Fireball 5K, I would be fired for sure.
Probably not if I was there.
Yeah.
But see, that's why you just do because as you get older, like you got to create safe spaces. So you just lock the door. No
we had a no camera rule here, but it turned into like wrestling matches, fireworks being fired, shots being shot into the air, like just random.
Did you ever see the footage of Senior shooting the sawed-off shotgun single-handed?
I don't know if I saw that one, but remember when
that was 4th of July?
Fucking legendary.
Oh,
I do remember. There was I forget what it was, and I think it was like after a seminar or something back in the day, and we went up to the house and we put like some type of explosive in the woods.
Yep.
And we shot it.
Tannerite.
Right.
Yep.
I remember that, and you're like, shoot this, and it just blew up.
It blows up.
It was awesome.
Yeah, Dad. It was 4th of July, and Charles Peak had this shotgun. It was like a man test that he would have you do if you could hold the single barrel or single shotgun that was sawed off with one hand. But he would every once in a while he'd sneak a turkey load in there, which anybody who knows a turkey load, there's no holding on to that thing. But he could somehow shoot it and like
absorb.
Pull it. Well, Dad had a couple, and he goes to shoot. We have the video. Boom. And the slow-mo, the gun goes right by his head. It's, one shot.
The physics of it, like how it didn't break his face is
It
wild.
went right by his head, and he goes, 1 shot, 1 kill. Because there was a beer can or something that he was shooting at, but the gun just, and his hand didn't even move.
His hand never moved. In the video, and I wasn't there, I just saw the video, but his hand never moves. Like, I don't even know if he knew that the gun left his hand. And whoever the kid was behind him, I think, got racked in the shin.
Yeah, I think so.
It just goes, and his hand never moves. It stays static.
Oh, my gosh. Man. Those are the good old days.
Those things.
I wish we had. I don't know who would have the video anymore. It was so grainy and
I know,
which makes it even better.
Even better. Yeah, Charles had a homemade 50 cal that he would bring, and we would shoot that too. Which
homemade 50 cal?
He's a machinist. Like he, is not a gunsmith.
We need to unpack that a little bit.
Yeah,
homemade. Oh man.
So yeah, but overall, I think it was a great weekend. It was a ton of fun. What was the official count on number of gyms represented? I guess because there were some.
I'm saying 50.
Yeah, we had about 50 because then we had about 50 gyms represented.
This was just a beta test, just a gathering. Get people together. Best hour came out. EC came out, Pamela came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we just kind of sent it out internally to our gyms and said, hey, and relatively short notice, right? Where, right around Affiliate Con is when we announced that you could sign up for it. So we gave them about a month, knowing that the time was tight, that this is a tough time of year in December. But, you know, and I said this, I think, you know, that when those that signed up and they didn't know what they were signing up for.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what, you know, why we love our community so much, is just the
Blind trust.
And it was something that wasn't lost on us. But yeah, 50 owners, and some of them brought, whether it was like their, you know, partner or coach or whomever. And then and we also had like a lot of like our, you know, I would say friends of the brand as well, kind of pop in and out through the weekend. And our whole crew showed up strong, you know, Jake and Dom and the whole NPC crew. And so, I mean, at any point in time, we had like 90 to 100 people in the gym over the course of 2 days.
Don't forget Jason.
And obviously Jason showed up on Sunday. Yeah, which was awesome.
Oh, I thought you meant Jason who cooked all the food, which was
Oh, don't forget that Jason either.
Yeah, that Jason was probably the most important Jason of the weekend. Brisket.
And then you got
chicken.
And then we had brisket
everything
burritos.
Dinner and breakfast.
Yeah, I mean that alone.
That was a happy accident, though, you know.
Yes, because the smokers
went down, so we had to keep those briskets going overnight. So it was like, hey, and we had breakfast tacos.
And a silver lining was on Friday night when everyone got there, so we worked out. But it was you know, CrossFit Mayhem's holiday party, Christmas party, and so of course we worked out. And then a bunch of maniacs just jumped into the CrossFit Mayhem's 12 days of Christmas.
Yep, straight into it.
Luckily,
we had gotten trapped talking a little bit and couldn't make the workout.
That's right. Yeah,
darn it,
trapped. And then, just for the general public to understand that you walk into the CrossFit Mayhem and there are 2 bounce houses the size.
There were actually 3. There were 2 racing bounce houses and then like a football toss bounce house.
That's right. And each one of those were a size of a normal gym physically. And it was just...
And Josh walking around like Buddy the Elf. Full wig and everything.
It owned it. It's so impressive. I mean, it was awesome. I took a picture and sent it to Haley. Yeah. I was like, Buddy the Elf is here.
Buddy the
My
Elf.
daughter. Yeah, I was like, look at this. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and gosh, I mean, it must have been 150, 200 people minimum for the holiday party. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Just like members on top of everyone else. It was
just the pluses.
Yeah. So it was a fun experience. Just like people everywhere talking, chopping it up. It was from Friday night all the way till Sunday.
And that part of it's funny for me is in the same way that people come to train with Rich, but I was surprised because some of these have been Mayhem affiliates for 6 years but never made it to Cookville. And I'm always surprised that they're surprised and they're like, well, who are all these people? And I'm like, these are our gym members.
People
and they're like, you guys have like, you know, because they still have that perception that it's just
an athlete
you
gym.
and Guy and whatever, like just top athletes throwing down. And so when that hits and they're like, oh, okay, you guys got community down.
Yeah, Josh does a great job with that at the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool to see. Like, you can tell when people hadn't been there before because they walk in and they just I'm like, stop walking when you look up. You know, like you don't run into a rig. But it's and I do think, and you've said this numerous times, and it's one of your core learnings is how important it has been to overcome that elite athlete only perception.
Yeah,
and and it's yet. It will never fully be gone, right? For some reason, just like no different than, members will say that workout's too hard to do, even though we know we can scale that workout. No matter how hard you work to educate, there's always this aspect of
which that is what it is.
It is what it is, but it's really cool, and that's also why it was important for us to do this, and why we're going to do so many more next year. Is the transmission of culture just can only happen in person, to a certain degree, right?
I hate remote stuff. I'm just not good behind a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to your point, you said this over the weekend, but I think that my favorite thing about it all, and it was, my heart is full. It was so cool to have education and given resources and like teaching at Mayhem, but the gym to gym transmission of culture, that was radical, right? Because it was even unintentional. During the opening session, it wasn't going to be a question and answer, but all of a sudden it was like, hey, I'm facing this issue. Hey, here's how we do that. And it turned into, we went a little bit over your timeline, but it worked out so much for the better, right? But yeah, seeing people break out, and even I didn't actually speak to one gym owner afterwards, interviews and discussions where they didn't say, man, I've got 3, 4, 5 new resources now, people where it was interesting. Some of them expressed it as shame. They were like, yeah, I felt like I was on this island and I was the only one facing these issues. Now I have resources outside of you guys that I can reach out to and, bounce ideas around.
Networking, right?
Networking.
Obviously I think I said it a couple of times throughout the weekend that how important it was, or how cool it was to have all these, how many seminar staff? Did we take a picture? It was like 10 of us?
Yeah, it was like
probably
10 people that have either had been or currently on, seminar staff. Yeah.
And so there was, a ton of knowledge from that respect, a couple owners in there. And then what was so cool is just the networking opportunity for those guys and girls to just get together and talk. And once again, like you're saying, not feel alone.
Yeah.
And also what's possible, right? Like, and having a couple conversations with some newer affiliate owners. And it was
less than a year.
There
was like a 16-year affiliate, and then less than a year.
Yeah. So it's a span of a 16-year affiliate, just and then just brand new, and just the honesty of the questions. It is so just refreshing. Of like, I didn't think this was possible. I don't have this roadmap, and asking really just raw, really good questions. And I just it's hard not to overlay that thought process when I was running the gyms. What I would have just done to have had the ability to have been around many more owners like that, and almost been like, hey, it's happening. You got to go there, right? And I think and it's a testament to those owners that are there, right? Because obviously way more weren't with us this past weekend than were, but the goal is for us for those that were there, they start talking, and hopefully more owners realize you got to get out of your 4 walls, and and even having like with Best Hour there and talking to Fern, and he said like what he presented on Sunday, he's like, I've never presented that before. It's like, and he was like, it was just a summary of a lot of what he has done, but also really overlaid on what we've been working on and what we're trying to roll out early next year, and that's exactly what we're trying to do, is how do we bring the best together but all together. Because everyone's doing their own thing, and there's a lot of value out there.
There's no conduit, no rallying point, I guess.
That's right.
That's, and communication, right?
That's
and hey, we're all in this together, and we all have our areas of expertise. How can we help everyone with specializing in our specialty, and then partnering with like-minded individuals or teams?
Yeah.
And man, it's been a ton of fun.
Yeah, and then obviously, just to on that is, I when I was wrapping it up, I said this and it was true. It's like, and selfishly, I just called up all of my friends and said, you need to get out here. Like, and I will continue to do that, because as we get older, it's hanging out with your friends. It's like it changes, right? Like, but if there are moments where we can have an excuse of, let's all come to this
and
one.
write it off.
That's right, write it off. That's right. It's a business expense. It's a professional development weekend
for sure.
That's so that is something that I will continue to do selfishly, but also it's something that I think for our community, it's get your people together, right? And as an owner, and all of us, like, we're all busy, we're all like, as families, all that good stuff, but pull them in once in a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I think it's not feigned humility, but there's so much humility in that statement, because also, by the way, our friends have like, what Fern's been doing, I'm embarrassed how much I didn't know about Best Hour. And I've worked with 1,000 gyms, right? And they've got so many data points. And like, so yeah, it's selfishly, we get to hang out, pick their brains, talk about things, work on cool projects. But the value from the 1 hour session, and then the 2 days that he got to interact with people face to face, not to mention EC, who, tremendously biased. Like, I've always been a massive fan.
Yeah.
But to see her dilute that down into 1 hour, where I saw a million light bulbs go off in people's brains, and like, oh, aha. So again, for us, how fun to have them all in one place.
That's right.
But the value that they bring from where everybody's kind of gone, and what little avenues they've gone down, and niches they've created for themselves within the space. And of course, how well they can present it is just such a massive value add.
Well, and we talked about, and I mean, we had one guy that was kind of on the fence about whether he should affiliate. We were like, affiliate. Like, we see value in it. Hope you see value in it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the weekend, what I felt like was those gaps between your level 1, you're level 2, level 3, and if you want to go to level 4. But like just simple things like when Todd and Kristen were talking about your whiteboard talks, your, taking the Mayhem programming and, hey, looking at what the stimulus is intended to be. Hey, I don't have that equipment or that space, or my athletes are here or wherever, and being okay with, moving pieces around or whatever. And so super, I think, beneficial breakouts.
Yeah, I think that's just the and also, maybe a bit of a hot take, but like I think for a long time I've always personally and many have not, you've been presenting on behalf of someone or something, which in turn means you don't have the ability to say exactly what you might feel or want, because it's, in fairness, like I'm not representing myself, I'm representing someone else.
Yep.
And obviously we're Mayhem, but like I don't feel that.
Yeah.
And I also
freedom to speak,
freedom of thought, and also like, and I really felt that from myself, but also all the speakers up there of just telling it how it is with no filter, saying, you know what, we talked about this and it was wrong, or we've learned, or we've progressed. And that, it was so liberating to hear people I've worked with for 15 years speak just openly about anything they wanted to, and it not have
fear of reproach.
And not worried to have to fit into some box, right? And I think that that's real. And that to me was like sort of the coolest thing. But and I think the easiest aspect is nutrition, right? Because
EC was great. She was like, things that she had taught or even thought 5 years ago, she's thrown out the window.
Exactly.
Which when you said it later, was it's okay to change. If you're not growing, then you are stagnant, right? And so we can evolve, and we can have these differing opinions from something 10 years ago, you ate cashews all the time, chewed sugar-free gum. You lived on sugar-free gum, cashews, and black coffee.
Yeah.
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 What's changed?
Touche.
I don't need as many
mixed nuts. Now it's mixed nuts.
That's right. Yeah, I'm now mixed nuts. Yeah. And so and that's where it's, when people ask about Mayhem, they ask about you, and they ask about what it's just the ability to be honest and true. And I think that from a leadership perspective, that's the most important thing. And we're in an industry at a point in time where no one wants bullshit anymore, right? And it's hard to run a business. We heard 50 gym owners talk about, no matter where they are in their journey, it's hard, but they want to be better. And it's all there is no archetype. We have a gym that has 14 coaches, a gym that has 2 coaches. And the challenges are similar. How do I make my staff better? Now, how you do that may be a little different, but actually talking about that, right? Where, okay, let's actually figure this out, versus, no, we're just going to tell you what we are going to tell you because that's all we know. No, we're going to continue flipping over rocks to figure out, how do you run a successful gym with 14 part-time coaches that coach a couple classes a week?
Yep.
I think we can tell you, hey, there's an ideal path here, but we got to make these people better. They want it. Let's do it. We don't, and we don't need to just say, no, all you need to do is learn how to air squat. That's important, but
super important.
Let's talk about other things too.
Yeah. Yeah. The practical application, or I think, and I've said it for a long time, I had, previous to getting my level 1, I think I may have had like a month or 2 left to finish my undergrad in exercise science. And I learned more practical application of teaching and seeing, and I wouldn't say seeing, man, seeing is a talent that you develop. You cannot immediately, you can't go to one weekend of a level 1 and see and correct movement.
But you definitely can't read a book and
100%.
You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying the level 1, I learned more in that weekend for practical application than I had in an entire 4 years of my undergrad in the same study or whatever. I knew the energy systems and the pathways, and obviously I thought at that time groundbreaking of like, what is fitness? Because back then it was like, all right, have your people get on a treadmill and at these METs, and you got to offset your calorie intake by your number of METs and whatever. And so to be like, oh, fitness isn't just, cardiorespiratory endurance. Oh, it's not just, so that was cool and groundbreaking. Yeah. And then the sickness, wellness, fitness continue, all that was awesome. And it still is. But I learned, and there's no replacement, I don't think, for that weekend.
None.
And we shouldn't try to, and we are not trying to. But I think all right, hey, you got your level 1, go open a gym. That is where this in-between stuff can help, right? And where Best Hour excels at and does a great job at. And then, we give the tools of the programming and how to implement that stuff, I think is a ton.
And actually, if you don't mind breaking that down, because look, I want to talk about, hey, what does this look like moving forward and what did we learn? But early participant surveys, a lot of them are talking about the own your own programming.
Yeah.
That was really interesting to see how really people glommed onto that, because it told me we've got a lot more to do in terms of, we provide this service. It's refined over time. The programming is obviously excellent, but it's not a one size fits all,
no way.
And it's not a plug and play.
It can't be,
It
right?
takes some thinking, and we want people thinking about it.
And then so I think, at times I'll peruse the Facebook group, and people are like, I just want to be told what to do. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Hey, we give you, what is it in Step Brothers? They give you the keys to be your own boss. But I think Darren does an incredible job. He, that programming has been either I've done it, he's done it, and at some point the gym has done it. So it's been refined. But once again, every gym is, we had a 16-year gym, we had a one-year-old gym. We have people that live by the beach and they want to look like X or do X events. We have, so you've got to take that, and it's an incredible resource. A lot of the work has been done for you. You can take pretty much that. You could implement it, but hey, we want you to think just a little bit and have some fun with it, / tweak it a little bit to where Todd had a great analogy. It's like, hey, you've got a community 5K coming up. Hey, let's switch out some of the machines sometimes for some runs. Or we know that run's going to be on Saturday, so maybe we'll take it. So, man, I don't think, and it shouldn't be a one size fits all, but there are so many options, and it was cool to how do you take this and kind of move it around and do whatever. And so, and selfishly, that's the thing that I enjoy the most when you start talking about sales and acquisitions and all that crap. My eyes start glazing over, but you start talking in numbers and making numbers fit and time domains and those things, then I'm all in, right? Yeah. And so, but also having the shortcoming and knowing your shortcomings to be like, hey, I really enjoy the programming. Let me have somebody else help me with the business or the marketing or whatever. And so, I think that's a valuable thing too.
Yeah, and it will still save you tens of hours of work
for sure.
But if you think you could, anybody who just wants to show up 2 minutes before class and run it, you're in the wrong business.
That's right.
There's some work that it takes to honing the craft.
Well, and I think that was, I think you just said a bunch there, Rich, which I really like. One of which I just want to say at the end, there are things that you like to do that really get you fired up, so you want to do them. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what success is for an affiliate owner in any business, right? Is get the business to a place where you can do what you love to do at the cadence in which you want, which means you got to get other people to do other things that you might not want to, but are very important.
Yep.
I think for the longest time, I don't want to do sales or marketing, so we're not going to do it at all. Yeah. That doesn't work, right? And I think that, but you got to earn the right to do that as well. That's you have to build that base, and that's a lot of what it came down to as we were talking through is how do we get to a place where you own your programming, which we talked a lot about. But when you think about the programming we deliver now, that's really the product, right? And really, when we think about what this past weekend was, where we want to go is and this is what we really tried to drive home is it's about your people, because tweaking and changing all of that means you have to have a skill set to do that. Mm-hmm. What resources can we deliver to help you? And then and specifically the owner to your staff, how do you develop them and give them the tools to have the confidence, to have the skills to actually tweak that so you have the best experience on the floor.
Right.
And that's the hard piece, because a new coach is new. Right. And I just go back to the driving analogy, because it's we all were not good drivers when we first started. And that's okay.
Some still aren't.
Most aren't, right? Actually, but that is exactly it. Is in the CrossFit space, we equate time. I've been coaching for 15 years. That does not mean you're a good coach. I mean, and again, and to make it not less personal is if you've been driving for 20 years, you're probably at best a good driver, at best. You're not a professional driver unless you actually learned how to drive.
Like I'm going to race this weekend.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you a professional driver though?
No.
Okay.
No,
Nice.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly.
Amateur.
Yeah, there you go.
No. Yeah. I guess I'm not getting paid.
You're
yeah.
not making any. In fact, you're probably losing a lot.
Losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's actually. But yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And actually, we met a bad driver on the way home. Me and Darren had to lift a guy out of the ditch.
For real?
Yeah, coming
Last
you know,
night?
You know the fire station right there?
Yeah.
Me and Darren are driving. We got the Lakeland and Trice in the back, and there's this guy just standing next to his car, and his car's like back. His right rear is off the ground. He's just in the ditch, and he's just probably 18, 19-year-old. He's like, thank God. He's like, I've been standing out here for 10 minutes, haven't seen a car. He's like, you got a strap or something? I'm like, let me look, man. He's like, I just wasn't paying attention, ran into this. I don't know how. He had to have been on his phone
100%.
or
Wasn't paying attention.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And I mean, just
Eight.
doom, like would have been probably like a Camry or something.
Of course.
And so me and Darren get out and we're like, man, we can try to like get you a little bit of pressure. It's front wheel drive. So maybe we can get it out and we ended up, me and Darren just full deadlift,
That fires
pushed
me
him
up.
out, you know, and Lakeland and Trice were fired up. They're like,
Yes.
man, we got to help somebody tonight. And I'm like, who's we?
They're moral. That is, man. We all can think back when we were like that age, and the fear running through that poor kid's head.
Oh, dude.
Of what
I drove off the side of this mountain once. My
and I
dad.
have, yeah, and I gotta like. Whatever he was trying to do was not call whomever was he had to end up eventually calling. You saved that guy. I'll tell this quick little story. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my amateur driving career. My dad was we were on the way to trade in his truck and his car to get one new truck. So he had two vehicles, and he was like, so trading them both in to get whatever, a new vehicle. So 2-for-1 deal. Had it all done, like all that stuff. We were just literally dropping them off. So I'm driving one right behind my dad. My dad's driving a truck. I'm driving the car. It's embarrassing to just think about. And there's like, road work or something happening, right? So like, you're coming down to a slow piece and people are, go slow, stop, go. And I wasn't paying attention. My dad came to a stop in the truck, which has like the trailer hitch on the back. Oof. And
Radiator.
And I rear-ended my dad.
Oh, no.
And so destroyed the front. I mean, going 10 miles an hour, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Destroyed the front of this car and bent the bumper of the truck. So it was a 2-for-1 deal. On the way to trade these vehicles in, I destroyed $20,000 of value in just one moment. And my dad just gets out of the car and he just sat on the side of the road and just looked into the woods and didn't say anything to me. And
how old?
I was like 17. Like I was just devastated. Like, like when you mess up as a kid because your dad doesn't talk to you. It's like this is real bad.
This is real bad.
Yeah, so that's so that's like that. Not to that degree, but that's what
I never had the not talking. Yeah, I had the most combinations of the F word. I didn't know there were those combinations possible. I knew I was in trouble. That was the go-to. I'm like, oh, yep, I'm gonna walk out of here.
Oh man, that's right. So that's needless to say, I'm hopefully a little better driver than that. But yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, so, man, I think it's just it's getting, helping out coaches and owners. That's the big piece. That's the missing piece right now, I think. And once again, there's no replacement, I don't think, for the level 1 and level 2. It's been a while since I've been to the level 2. In the level 3, you're not learning anything. It's a test, but
yeah, at one
and that's more seeing and correcting. I mean, seeing, I guess, because there's some watching of videos and
level 3 is very. You have to be intrinsically motivated to study very hard to then take a test, right? So you will get better because of that, but it is a test, and I think. But also the common vernacular, I think, and I've said this and you've said this, where level 1, it's the transmission of literally something that revolutionized the industry is something you have to do. And the level 2 is a phenomenal feedback course, right? Where you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be challenged. And as an adult, there's not a lot of opportunities for you to do that with world-class instructors. But they're unique milestones, and it allows you to speak a language and I think that when we went into developing this weekend, a lot of the assumption was that obviously you have your level 1, but a lot of it too is the assumption of you have this common language of this level 2. So a lot of that is just foundational.
Yeah.
And because, and I said this at every seminar, level 1, level 2, you can be the greatest coach in the world and not have any credentials by your name.
Yeah.
Right? Like having a credential doesn't mean that you're good at anything. I mean, you can meet the smartest person in the world, but if they have no ability to communicate it, then it doesn't matter, right? Teaching is bridging that gap between knowledge and communication.
Teaching is tough.
It's really tough. We're like, hey, I could be the smartest person in the world, but if I can't communicate that effectively to an audience, it does not matter. And so when we talk about what we're trying to do specifically with our gyms in our community is fill the gap. Mm-hmm. And Fern has seen this as well. Just even like there's a business side, there's a coaching side, and true assessment as well. Yeah. Right? And I think EC said this, and I thought it was really articulated really well, is maybe you shouldn't be running a nutrition program at your gym.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean not ever, but right now.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're not the subject matter expert on nutrition. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to run a CrossFit gym if you don't do CrossFit at all. And if you try, it will fail.
Yeah.
Right? That's why people...
you have to be bought in.
It's
got to be authentic.
Exactly. And that's where, so being honest with yourself on that. So you have two paths. You either become a subject matter expert, care about it, or know what you don't know.
Know what you don't know.
Right.
Let somebody else do it or help you.
Exactly. Where, or personal training, right? Whatever it might be. It's like, I don't want to personal train, but if there's someone if I have someone on my team that wants to,
do it.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Kind of lifting on the hood of Mayhem, like you have run Mayhem very similar to that. Is, hey,
I don't know
if
I don't want to do it.
But if there's someone that comes to you and say, I really am passionate about this, like, awesome.
Let's try it.
Let's try it out. Not everything works
Not everything.
great.
Nope.
But that's the way the world works. But some really are awesome. Mm-hmm. And those are the things that, like, it's not everything will work either.
No.
And
you got to be able to, like, willing to back up and punt when it's like, hey, this isn't working. You're going to hurt some feelings, and it is what it is. But
that's right. No, you never hurt any feelings.
I hurt feelings constantly.
Like Mayhem Mobile?
Mayhem Mobile. Yep.
That was a good
was that like
that was like a 4th and 27 punt,
Yeah. That was like you go
was that a Boost Mobile competitor?
From the 1 yard line?
No, it was people that are like it never came to fruition. It was an idea and there was a heavy push on it, and I just, before it even got to the starting line, I was like, nah, we're not in. It was
such a good idea.
It was buying some equipment from like Rogue, keeping it stationed in, a beach town, Florida or whatever. And then people it was peak COVID too. So like people were doing a lot of at home stuff.
Yeah. We were throwing a lot of stuff at the wall
if you're going to the beach and you want to not have to take stuff with you,
I remember this. I do now, because I remember talking to you about that. Yeah. Yes.
The only problem is most people in that situation will just go to a gym.
Go to a gym. That's what you should do anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was also at that time too, like, hyper focused on competing. And so, like, a ton of my, if I was on vacation, I was training, but also trying to, like, not be away from optimize my family time and so it was just like most people are just like, you know what, I'll go work out before the kids get up and, get back, and the rest of the day I'll enjoy myself. I just wasn't at that point. I thought everybody was like me, a psycho.
Yeah.
So
what they should
When did you figure that out?
I think they call it self-enlightenment.
You got pretty good self-awareness with that. You've
always
known you were a psycho.
Yeah, I knew I was a psycho, but I guess I didn't know to what degree I was a psycho. So, I'd say the last 3 or 4. When I stopped competing, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't have to smash myself to, like, maintain some level of fitness,
Yeah. Your not level of smashing yourself is still pretty smashy.
Yeah.
For the common man.
I mean, it's the high water, the high water never gets too low.
High water mark for sure.
I don't want to miss the opportunity, and, like, not for the sake of pumping our own tires, but I think when you tell the story of like why we're doing this, you know, it's funny and you're self-deprecating. Like we talk about, the joke is it was just to give Darren a job. But like, honestly, it was something that we had a unique opportunity with, and it felt like it was the right thing to do. And then it took off.
Talking about affiliate.
Yeah, affiliate programming, right?
So
and then it took off. So like we're just, for me, and I'm not joking, like it really, 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 really excites me, especially after a weekend like this. And there's a huge amount of credit due to Austin, right? Like 100%. You found another piece that's just like, holy cow, to show you what's possible with it.
Well, I think the history of it was, you know, Darren ran the gym for years. Darren, they had their second kid. Jess's dad's getting a little bit older, so they wanted to be closer to family, so they were moving back to Michigan. And Darren's whole thing was, well, we were gonna open a Mayhem North, and by Mayhem North and us opening it, it meant we'd help Darren buy the equipment, and then he would just run the gym. And anybody that knows Darren is an incredible coach. He's an incredible like people person, incredible programmer. He's like me. He doesn't like the sales and marketing side. You know, he doesn't like the awkward conversations of like telling people they need to do something.
What's a spreadsheet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you know, and it was peak COVID, so they were looking for spaces, for spaces. And Michigan was not like Tennessee in the fact of Tennessee was, we didn't ever have any COVID restrictions, especially here in Cookeville. Michigan, you couldn't do anything. And so he was kind of like, you know, stuck. And so we thought, hey, let's start. He's been programming for the gym. Let's just offer that to whoever, and let's put it on Mayhem Athlete. So him and then bringing Christy on was huge, and those two did an incredible job. And Jake did an incredible job, having not been an affiliate owner. Coached a little bit early on at Mayhem, but he was hyper-focused on the individual stuff. And so it grew a lot, and it got to a point where it was like, hey, we needed to split off. Jake is hyper-focused, as he should be, on the elite athlete and, you know, the amateur athlete, you know, with NPC and all that they're doing. And so we needed somebody to, you know, guide and lead Darren and Christy and help them more than anything. And that's when we brought Austin on. And so, man, it's cool. It's going to be cool to see now that it has an actual team over there, not just Darren and like bare bones, Darren and Christy answering every Facebook message on there at all hours of the night and, you know, running around like a chicken with her head cut off, which she does an incredible job with, and Darren programming and doing the same, having Austin and now you over there helping out. And so, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what a team of you guys can do.
And I tried to get this across to Darren too. For me, it was always difficult. Like when I left being a coach, and all of a sudden it was like lots of time in front of a computer screen and whatnot, and like making the jump in your mind of like, I'm still effective. I'm actually maybe have the ability to affect more people because you can reach them through the digital platforms or, you know, even broadcast stuff. What is that?
My phone is getting called and it's hooked to the Bluetooth.
Oh, amazing. I thought that was a crazy timer. I was like, what's happening?
I was like, I've never heard.
Nobody else will hear.
I hope it lands with Darren. I'll talk about this more with him, but like that, the people in that room who are having such an ability to impact their local communities, and like you take your opportunity to coach just one person or a class.
I got it, Scott.
And all of a sudden there's thousands of people that he's got high touch with, and that we get to create a system for where they go out and they affect change worldwide.
Well, yeah, the hard part is you don't have that interaction to know that people are actually watching it.
Right.
He sends it off and he's just like, all right.
Yeah, or you see Facebook comments.
Where, you know, the majority of people that comment, you know, I don't comment on Instagram. Right. I don't comment mostly on YouTube unless I want to like stir up some stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go on there and like if there's something I disagree with, like somebody's just their post, I'm probably not going to go on and comment. And most people aren't going to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're going to get what looks like a loud majority, but it's most of the time, not all the time, you know, there are things that we screw up and whatever, a loud minority. Yeah. And, you know, you gotta, if you took every comment that you read on the internet about you to heart,
positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still so much more impactful to see somebody in front of you. And like some people were in tears. There were some heavy parts of the weekend.
Holy cow.
People were talking about their communities. People were talking about personal stuff.
Yeah, we won't even get into the like Devo that Jake did.
Man, well, that's a whole different story altogether. That was
an incredible one. Yeah.
But to be there, I guess what I'm trying to say is on the gym side of things, to see people who are like, thank you, you know, like holy cow, or, you know.
And I think, you know, and here's another really cool thing is, you know, announced, that the NC Fit gyms are, coming under the Mayhem umbrella on Friday. And, and then, we had 50, 60 people in our gym over the weekend, and all of which were Mayhem gyms, because obviously, we hadn't had the opportunity to invite the NC Fit crew because of timing. But, just the general aspect of, hey, like our community's it's growing, right? And I think it's like there was no, the only thing was like, yeah, we're excited to have more people under the hood, right? Like, and Jason's showing up on Sunday and just like sharing his knowledge, and it was just cool because obviously unbelievable gym owner, all this other stuff, and they were just digging in and asking questions about his gym, about his journey, and it was refreshing to see just people asking other people questions and digging in. And it does like the social media is such a weird place, but like when you're around other people, and this is why we're so committed to bringing people around and increasing the size of our communities, because just people want to get better. They want to listen and learn. The gratitude is so strong, and that is, you don't feel that, online. And like you said, it can be sometimes empty or it can be insidious, but it's because it usually doesn't fill your cup up. And because, most people don't even engage at really any level as well, where, and that's the other thing where, I always tell the team, like if like we're getting some feedback, okay, how much? 3 emails. So, okay, we're good.
Out of 1,800.
It's right. Yeah. So like and that's something where it's like,
we need to address maybe those situations or address
and we
if
do.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
But also we don't need to change something entirely based off of 3.
And some of it's great. Did you see the email that Christy forwarded?
Yeah.
It was a book, Well, but it was all positive, It was
and good feedback.
Hey, have you thought about doing it this way or that way, or
and that's what's also really nice, and I think that like it's something that the team has done really well, is that the accessibility, where if someone in our community takes the time to this was it was a feedback email of things they like, and they also like chronicled, like we just released some updates.
Yeah, mostly PDF layouts and things like that,
The team put a lot of work into it, and this person had evaluated it, assessed it, and also based off, hey, it was really cool. Like these are some things I would have loved to have seen, and you guys did it with this update, or tweak this. So, and that's helpful for us.
Yeah.
Because clearly thought was put into it. And the team has been cranking with just the NC Fit announcement, but also like a bunch of updates to to just the tools and resources. And, when someone reads it, you're like, heck yeah, we didn't do all that, and it didn't go to spam. And, so it does feel good to see the team's, hard work, because they were, really cranking.
How about Khalipa's new style now? He's almost a black belt. He's like, would you like a seat to sit on? No, I'm gonna crisscross applesauce in front of the crew. Like let's sit. Take your shoes off and let's bow before we sit down.
We did do the crisscross applesauce.
He's like, everybody sit down, and he almost needed just a rock to sit on.
It was so jujitsu.
It was, and he also said that he called all the
he called 2 jujitsu studios in town, and nobody answered. He wanted to get us all in, I guess.
He was going to have them like come here or something.
I said, dude, I don't need another obsession. Like it's like giving somebody who's off crack heroin.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with my current happenings. I don't need another hobby.
We almost missed the development weekend for hunting.
Yeah,
we almost didn't come home.
It almost
I know
all got derailed by our hunting trip to Texas.
But here's the Rich Froning that I know is like he's maybe secretly doing jujitsu. He'll be a brown belt, and then he'll be like, "All right, Jason, I'll give it a shot." And then all of a sudden, it'd be like, "Whoa,
yeah,
he's a ninja."
Yeah, like the classroom will turn into a padded room where we can roll.
Hey, maybe the worst case we'll get some pads out, and we can have somebody come to the gym and teach.
Worst case, next thing you know, we're all beating the crap out of each other every day.
Cauliflower ear.
Well, so I know I've told you this story before, and you may be aware of this or not, but Garth Taylor is legendary in the jiu-jitsu world, and he owned the gym. I don't know how the legend goes exactly, but at one point Greg was doing workouts in his jiu-jitsu gym. So for a period of time at HQ, he would come twice a week, and you got free jiu-jitsu lessons, and it was amazing. But for the first 4 or 6 months, everybody was so fit but so unrefined, was broken noses, like elbows were getting damaged. Like you got to not just be, you got to go to a jiu-jitsu class. You can't just have CrossFitters with a good coach. It was bad.
Yeah.
Because everybody just looks like cats in water, just flailing around and hurting each other.
Just wrestling.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Basically what you
just
saw
surviving.
and Ben do on Instagram.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal moment.
It was. Who was it that you want? Didn't you want to fight somebody?
Dre wouldn't let me touch him.
I thought yesterday.
I would be very worried to.
Somebody wanted to. I forgot.
Someone wanted to fight Rory?
No, I don't remember if it was Rory. I can't remember. I feel bad, but
the commissioner of the college football playoff series.
They should be listed as a terrorist organization.
as a rival team of Notre Dame, I still feel slighted. Do you see a statement today?
Who?
The commissioner of the CFP.
I don't care what that man has to say ever in his life.
It was the worst. He didn't
you can't tell, and I get Miami should be in there. You can't tell me Alabama should be in there. No.
Well, I don't even care about Alabama. What was it? Tulane?
Tulane got beat by Ole Miss 45-10.
And we get to see that again. Right?
That's the first matchup.
Well, that's also, it's like, come on, it's like.
If we want to use their logic, then nobody who lost in a conference championship should be in there. I just can't.
There are no red threads in their logic.
No,
there are not. Certainly not any golden ones.
And no blue and gold. That's for sure. And Notre Dame not going to a bowl, I love it. I'm like good because here's the deal. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you the Rose Bowl or whatever. And how much are they going to make on TV deal and tickets and whatever? And Notre Dame's like, cool. No, we're not going to make you that much.
Yeah, that was a gangster move.
People are like, well. They're just upset. That's soft, blah, blah. I'm like, no.
It is pretty charm and soft.
I don't care.
No, I don't think so. I
think the bowl games have lost value, but then
not 50% of the guys weren't going to play anyway. So, and they were going to make Notre Dame, I don't care what you say, is one of the
they have their own TV deal.
They have their own TV deal. Like there was money to be made there, and now they're like, screw it, we're taking our ball and going home. And I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I'm 100% fine with it.
Can your boys still make it?
The Heisman?
Heisman, you think?
I don't know. I don't know if I didn't watch. Man, I'll be 100% honest. College football has really, over the last 3 or 4 years, lost its luster to me. I mean, I've watched every single Notre Dame game, but I catch myself not watching any other teams.
The attraction was like loyalty and commitment.
It's gone, man. Yeah. I still, if it's on, I'll watch it, but I don't I used to look forward to whoever was playing on Saturday night, who was the primetime game, watching SEC games just to root against every SEC team because of where I'm at. And, it's lost it because there's no loyalty. And I 100% think the players should get paid, but I think there should be some type of stipulation. Maybe you get one transfer and then one transfer if your coach leaves, but that's it. Or you sign a 3-year deal or sign it and then Lane Kiffin leaving they could have won a national championship. And then I always joke with Bird that it was, for a lateral move, I don't think it was that big of a move.
They could still win a national championship in theory.
Yeah.
They won't, but
it's a mess.
I've lost. I thought the 12-team playoff was going to be awesome. Obviously not. I don't think, the top 12 teams should make it, not these obscure, random.
Yep. It is very strange. Like if you're going to do a playoff, just do it the top 12 teams. Isn't that how every other league does it?
100%.
I don't know.
And obviously I'm jaded and upset in one of the stages of mourning, but I just think it's BS. I thought, if we get the 12 seed, whatever. I don't care about the seeding at that point. They were way better than they were last year, so I was excited to see that. And then to see that they weren't even in it. I see Miami jumping them. Miami beat them head to head. What gets me is that Notre Dame was at 8 or 9, and then all of a sudden they're out.
Yeah.
And they didn't even play. So, and I hate the whole, join a conference and you'll play. They don't have to. Why would you? Conferences are stupid anyway.
They don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything. They're not geographical. They're not. It's the dumbest system ever. So anyway,
we digress.
Once again, and then the Lions are going to miss the playoffs.
Not yet. They got a tough road, but yeah.
They could miss with a good record too.
That's what I'm saying is the NFC North is so good. I'm not saying that the Lions are bad. They just had a little bit of mid-season You know, they started off hot and then they've gone basically
they
1-1.
Stay healthy.
And stay healthy. Freaking Brian Branch, Achilles snapped the other day. So.
Everyone's Achilles.
Dude, everyone.
Indiana
Jones.
Gone.
Hey, did you see where when he was in college, he broke his collarbone and 2 of his teammates like built this 3D printed pad to protect it?
Who?
Yes.
And then they made a company off of it or something. Well, then I guess he like broke his leg this season, and
I thought he tore his Achilles.
He tore his Achilles, but was playing with like a fractured fibula.
Yeah,
so
they built a 3D
that's why he
printed.
tore his
Well,
Achilles
yes,
under the leg.
they built a 3D printed pad for his leg that was broken, and then
Clearly
he
that
tore
didn't
his other Achilles. I mean, obviously, it's, it's
you-
working overtime.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a great commercial until the Achilles, maybe.
It was a really good commercial until he's out for a year.
It's
like
like
me.
Aaron Rodgers out there with a broken arm, non-throwing. He can't catch himself, so 2 weeks ago he just smashes his face in the ground.
Yeah, he
His nose
fell
is
like
bleeding.
this.
Yeah, he fell
and the pictures and memes was so good. Where it was
Did
like
you
he looks like
see-
he tried to break into Kevin McAllister's house.
They were so that guy, he has the best like faces.
Did you see the
picking his nose?
non-touchdown call for the Ravens?
Yeah, that was I know you're a Steelers fan, but that was ridiculous.
I was curious what you thought about it.
I just clicked through it real quick.
I don't have a strong opinion
and
either
noticed
way.
it was like 1, 2, and a third step, and then the dude got his hand in there.
Yeah. But I don't really care either way, honestly.
I don't know what a catch is anymore. Is the hard part for me. Like,
but if it's a catch, wouldn't it be a fumble?
but he's crossed the plane.
Well, that's where it's confusing because
So to me, like it's like, all right, I caught the ball, I got 2 feet in,
yeah, but
and then I go out, and then dude hits my.
But
hits
are you
the ball
not
out of my
allowed to
hand.
fumble in the end
Is that
zone?
a touchdown?
I don't know.
Usually it's guys fumble it before they cross the line,
Yeah.
and then it rolls through the end zone would be a fumble and a touchback. This was like, I have the
He
ball,
was
I
in the
established it in the end zone, and then I fumbled it. Should be a touchdown to me.
Yeah.
But I'm so confused now, and yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't have been if I was a Steelers fan and they called it a touchdown.
You
I
wouldn't
am a
have been-
Steelers fan.
yeah.
I wouldn't have been mad. I also don't think it's that crazy because
I don't think it's that crazy because there was like that 2-step. He had 2 steps, 2 feet, and then SWAT came. I
think the
like time of
rule,
possession,
the
right?
rule being unclear is the problem.
yeah, make a football move.
Yeah. There it is.
That was it.
Make a football
Figure it
move.
out.
But you're already in the end zone, so you don't have to make a football move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, Lions in that safety too. Like, I don't know if you saw
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I did see
Looked like a safety to me.
Yeah.
They called it on the field, and then it wasn't a safety. And then there was they called a pass interference, and it looked like it was it could have went either way. They were hand fighting. Shouldn't have been a pass interference on either of them. And then they end up giving one to Anzalone, which it didn't affect them because Detroit declined it. And so
You solve all this with the XFL rules.
Fight?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just run to get the ball. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That was the opening kickoff, though,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
They just put it on the 50.
They just put on the 50 and you ran to
When
it
you're
full speed.
fastest guy.
Did you got some of the XFL footage? If you just want to go down a rabbit
Were they
hole,
running at each other?
yes,
Oh,
I'd like it better if they were like running together.
they ran at each other. Dude,
or
people.
at least at a,
If I'm not, and
It's like a car accident.
all I remember is like people would just get
Died?
concussed and before the game started.
Yeah.
And then they'd have fireworks and like monster trucks jumping over there, and then like
Monster trucks are so cool.
Yeah.
Have you taken Haley to a monster truck show?
I haven't yet,
Dude,
but they
we gotta
come to
do that.
Gillette.
Or in Nashville. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Have you done that before?
we did it in Nissan. Yeah, it was
My
great.
kids loved it.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
son loved it. Coco was like, man, we could take it or leave it.
Oh man, all my kids got into it. I was surprised at how much my kids got into that Lions game. We went to the Giants game a couple weeks ago. Lakeland I knew would be into it. Little two kind of, they started faded off in the second quarter. They started to fade off a little bit. Then they had Corgi, best halftime show I've ever.
Corgi Racing.
Corgi racing at the halftime show.
That's legit.
It was the most entertaining thing I've ever. It was like an 8 Corgi bracket, and top 2 each transferred.
Oh man, so
and then,
there's some legit some
it
showdowns.
was awesome.
How did they get him to go?
Their owners would get there, and they'd see him, and then they'd walk 20 yards. It was a 20-yard race.
And they would just
and
run
man,
to
the
their
one that lost got right to the end, and then slowed down, and
devastating.
And Grizzly won.
Grizzly.
Dude, I'm telling you, my kids, they were locked in, and then they kind of faded in the third, and then in the fourth, because it was this weird, Lions would always be right there, but out of it, and then they tied it, and we went into overtime, which kind of sucked because we were driving home later. But man, the kids were into it. Lake was into it the whole time, and then the little
Shocked
kid
you guys
got
don't
into
have a corgi yet.
no, my grandpa's had 3 corgis.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we've got 4 dogs now. We
Rich and I
fostered one.
were flirting with the idea of going to the
Lions
Steelers
Steelers
game, but we probably aren't going to.
Probably aren't going.
Yeah.
We looked at like day flights, and they're pretty expensive. And then
We've got to.
we
We have
also
to.
have an opportunity to maybe hunt either Illinois or Kentucky. And so I feel
Yeah.
like if we take that trip, we can't take the other trip with the wives.
Mhm.
So-
And it's important not to ask. You got to keep the
Yeah, you
cards
keep
close to the chest.
Close to the chest.
Exactly.
We got another Alaska connection as of this weekend as well.
Oh yeah, did he email you?
He did not email me yet, but I've got his email.
Okay, he was going to email us.
Yeah.
Alaska and
Iowa,
Iowa.
yeah. Iowa or Illinois.
I'm in.
Iowa.
I'm
Iowa.
in for an Alaska trip. I'm
Are you going to
Alaska.
be a Sherpa?
I'll do whatever. I love. 'cause
Watkins Sherpa?
I've been to a lot of places. I've not been to Alaska.
I've been to Alaska. either.
And
Good luck getting him to go. I've been.
It's going to
trying.
be a couple years. I got like the kids need to be a little bit
are
more.
we bringing the kids?
No,
Oh, I was gonna say.
no way. I don't think they can survive that. But
Well,
I need like it's going to be a 12-day hunt, and Hillary would kill me if I was gone for 12 days until it get a little bit to like just a touch older. I think.
That's fair.
You could like kick him off the dock on a Seattle to Anchorage cruise
Yeah.
and then
Well,
meet him in Anchorage.
we know a thing or two about cruises.
This is true too.
know,
you could go with him.
Not for nothing. You know,
Wad on the waves.
we
Yeah,
could
Wad on the
we could just
Waves.
charter. You know, listen, we could just spin up a Wad on the Waves 2.0 real
Mayhem
quick.
hunt, wad on the waves.
We could.
Dude, that I don't think I could do a cruise unless it was equipped like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, I can tell you.
There was rigs on every corner of the like running track.
Oh, that's
there
so
were
cool.
echo bikes in a corner.
We had
ski
30
ergs,
rowers, 30 bikes, 30 ski ergs,
sandbags in the front of the bow.
sandbags on the helipad.
Yep.
Who's got the bit on cruises?
Oh, redhead beard. Doesn't really have red hair. He's bald now. But
Bill Burr.
Bill
Bill
Burr.
Burr.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's talking about how population control. If he was ever
Yeah,
in charge,
right,
you
yeah.
just take down people on cruises. This was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's in the till if we ever, you know.
Chaos.
I always anyone I see for that it's been on that trip like, you can do another cruise?
I know it.
Right?
It over delivered. I thought it was going to be awful, and it was a fun trip actually.
And we didn't even get to do what I thought was going to be the coolest part.
Yeah, we didn't get to get off the boat.
We didn't get to go off the boat to the private island because the sheet it was too choppy, so we couldn't do that. But we had a private island, which we had a 5K planned around the island. It was just us. It would have been a blast.
That'd be cool.
We had checkpoints. We had and then there was beaches and like a water park. Like that would have.
Carnival's Island or what it was.
It was Royal Caribbean
Royal
Island.
Caribbean's
Yeah.
Island.
Was that a one and done thing? They never did.
It was supposed to be the next year in COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a wild story because working with the team. So like we were running it, and the way the cruise industry works when you do this, you have to charter the boat. So you buy the boat.
Who put up the money for this?
So this guy that I was working with, his name is Chris, the big guy. You remember Chris? He's doing great now, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing phenomenal. Him and
Good dude.
Elizabeth. Yeah, they live down in Florida. Awesome crew. But so he was basically like, hey, I'll buy the boat. And then like he worked with me and Connor basically to run the ops and all that stuff. But you have to buy it, which is real.
The seats, like buy out the seats.
No,
Like,
you own the boat.
you own the boat
for that week.
Oh,
so you own the boat
yeah,
for the
yeah.
week. So it's like 1.5, right? Boom.
And then you gotta
and then you got to sell the seats. But then that's not how you make the money. You make your money with onboard spend. So like you make your money. So basically,
buying alcohol.
so you have to fill seats to then
create experiences.
create the
and-
experience
yeah.
to sell. So like easy ones like that wouldn't be like our kick of like gambling and booze is where you make your most money because it's the best margin. So we were like, well,
We're not going to be
we're
able
probably
to,
not going to.
except for, so they loved that Fireball 5K idea.
Yeah,
huh?
we did a few things that worked, right? But that may have been dumb luck or serendipitous. But so we did well enough in the first one. Like, we're gonna do another one. We're cranking. Let's buy the boat. We got the boat. It's your boat for the week. The world starts like heading down this path of like what's happening, like COVID, like they're like because that's how it started on a cruise ship, basically. Remember, so we're starting and we're starting to get like DMs of like we had the boat like sold out. and people were panicking. Like, refund. We're like, oh no. In the contract, 2 ways that you get out of this. Act of God, which basically means
The boat sinks or something? Before?
no, like it can't happen.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things.
Hurricane or
It's like, it's literally you put in there to make it like an act of God. Like, who defines that,
Yeah.
right?
Like
or
a flood or something.
flood.
Yeah, that's where
Actually,
you want to be.
it'd be a good place.
Where you want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I take that back.
Or they close the ports, which they've never done since like World War whatever. Like ever. They've never closed the ports. So that's why it's in there. It's like when they close the ports.
Yeah, if they close the ports. They close the ports.
And then there's a point.
So there's an insurance. That was the insurance on it? Or?
That was the only way that the contract would be nullified and they'd refund, because it means the cruise can't go, right? There is a point of no return, like hey, pass this, you're toast. The day before that came down, they closed the ports.
and the only people cheering are like you and whoever
It was
else
us.
had rented.
Yeah, because we were just waiting and we weren't refunding people. We were hoping to God they closed the ports. So we weren't like, what would we have? We would have been out and they closed the, and I'm telling you, it was like, there was a week where it was just, you were just sweating because like everyone hated us because we weren't refunding yet because we were like, if they close the ports, it will be great. And they closed and who knew, right? COVID was insane. Things were happening that were just literally never happened before.
Never documented.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you just do like a COVID test and then they get on board and
No, this was
fine?
previous
Bro,
to
this
that.
was pre that. This was
like
month-
the
COVID test didn't exist.
It was
Yeah.
like
month was this?
February.
this was but like
It was probably in March.
yeah,
March
like
of 2020.
this was
yeah.
like pre anything.
Yeah, I think this was like before Trump even came on TV and was like, "Hey,
Correct.
nobody can come.
That's
They
right.
did a lot of irrational stuff that
Don't
month.
come."
Yeah, they were just
Yeah, there's a
Like where I was the NCAA wrestling championships, and I don't remember what days, but let's say on Thursday, all the wrestlers get there and they roll around on the mats to like practice, right? Just to like shake out. That's on let's just say Thursday for the sake of conversation. The next day they canceled the NCAA championships, but everyone there
had already
already been on the mats and like been with each other. 400 people already like rolling around and slapping butts.
throw science out.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I was happy that they did. That they closed the ports.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother discussion.
He
and
was
podcast.
like Austin was like that the GameStop. What was his name? Roaring
Oh.
Kitty. He hold.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not giving refunds.
Oh, we will get it. Yeah, I mean, obviously we would have, but we were just waiting until the last minute, and thankfully, obviously we had no control over anything at that point. But yeah, so there we go. That's a little insight in the cruise industry.
Wow.
Craziest thing I learned. I mean, I don't know if I ever brought you to the bottom of the belly of those things, like the belly. They drive like full blown vehicles down there. Like, oh yeah, like that. Like it's so big. They're driving like flatbeds and things like that up and down to move stuff. It's the most insane operation I've ever seen in my life.
It was crazy.
Crazy, huge. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was surprisingly. I don't think I could do a normal one, but I like a fitness one or whatever. I could do that because there was like an outlet, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, you were just
You were trapped.
trapped,
Yep.
freaking trapped,
Yeah, you're in a can, like a plane, but on the water.
just swaying.
That's it. All right.
All right, anything else? Current events?
Yeah,
Anything
man.
happening?
If you're interested in the WOD and the waves,
Oh,
pre-signups are going to be on the website.
Oh, and we know who's buying
Surprise!
CrossFit now. Nah, I'm just kidding.
You love that. It was just a little Scott Easter egg, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
for
it was
Scott's
for
promo
Scott.
vid.
Something.
It was for Scott. I mean, what is going on?
I don't actually think anyone does know.
Apparently, people do.
Well,
Wow.
but the people that think they know probably aren't right. If
You know how many times I've heard we're going to get it next week?
Next week, let me tell you something. If there's a place you want to be, is next week. Because next week.
Next week.
Next week.
I've heard. I think I've
good place to
talked to 4 or 5 people that next week.
Yeah.
I'll know more next week. No, you won't. Nobody knows more. Or either that, or there is no such thing as next week.
Yeah.
next week doesn't ever come, huh?
I guess
We're getting really philosophical.
tomorrow
here.
never comes. Isn't that a Garth Brooks song?
Should we make
if tomorrow never
There
comes?
he
Sorry.
Should we make a next
goes
week
again.
T-shirt?
Yeah.
Might do well.
It's true.
Might do well.
It's true.
I'll own CrossFit next week.
When? Next week.
I bought CrossFit.
Next week.
More to come.
More to come.
Next week.
Actually, I do want to give a shout out to your 2005. I guess that look's coming back, huh? That's from Gus.
I'm telling you, these are my son's shoes.
You walked in, and I felt like I was back in high school.
Mm-hmm. So it's either an old person look or a young person look, I guess, depending on who it is.
The New Balance?
Well,
Yeah.
just the boot cut jeans again. Like there was that, like it went super tight, tapered.
Yeah.
I never caught into that one. Then now you got like a fitted jean that flexes.
Yep.
But those are
And
back
thank God,
to,
because the skinny jean period was too much.
Yeah.
They're also uncomfortable.
yeah.
Oh, man.
I do like the
I like fitted.
fitted. I like the fitted, but also when I do wear boots, it gets tough to get the cuff over the boots.
yeah.
With the tennis shoe, you're all right. But
Boot cut
Usually
lives
jeans
forever.
end up being fitted by design because the legs and butt and waist and all that.
Right.
I guess I'm saying with like the flex jean, not quite the
yeah.
jegging, but the because I always had the problem where my waist, I have this dainty waist,
And a huge
a
butt.
30 waist, and
Yeah,
I'd
I
have
have
to
a
wear
28 waist.
Yeah, I'd have to get a 34 jean just to fit anything. So then
I have a 34 waist. I still can't fit into some of them sometimes.
yeah, but you're also like 6'2". I'm 5'9.5" on a good day. Probably not even the half anymore.
Yeah,
and so
imagine
about
The
34.
compression's got
Yeah,
to you.
for sure.
Yeah.
Those discs are just,
There's no discs
And
left.
lovingly, but if you're trying to shop for something at Cookbo's, you can't really do it. But you look at the dimensions of jeans that they're selling, and you're
It's
like,
like 36,
who
30.
can wear this? Like, no, it's bigger.
Guys,
it's
imagine-
it's like 40,
yeah, imagine
30.
being 5'5", guys.
Yeah.
Because I wear boot cut, I look like I'm wearing a skirt on both legs.
But you don't wear boots very often.
It's a kilt.
Yeah.
He does in the Northeast, man. Come on.
I mean, I wear boots. Yeah, I love.
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I wear
okay.
I wear Timbs.
So 5'4" now after the compression.
Yeah, I'm 5'5" with low barometric pressure for sure. Like if it gets high, I'm shrinking.
Get a little humidity.
That's right. I'm getting pressed
Spring you
down
up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. So tell me about it. You got to hem everything.
Should we red thread or gold thread this? And just you mentioned one of the main themes this weekend was celebrating the fact that you can change, that you can alter, whatever. So based on, I guess, one, like in your mind, why was it successful? But then two, like how many realistically are we probably going to try and do next year, and what will that look like? What will change?
Yeah, I mean, I think one, obviously what we did this past weekend was unbelievably special, just for many reasons. It fills up our cup. We love being in front of people and with people, and bringing our community together. In the purpose of transmitting our knowledge and culture, but more importantly, connecting them, networking, like Rich said, and starting to, this was that beta, that phase one of what we are going to do next year, which is we are going to do at least 4 next year, and 4 of these where they'll be for our Mayhem gyms, and what we talked a lot about in the weekend, and sort of going forward is, beyond just the programming, which we talked about, we're going to start to develop the people, the owners and the coaches, which we are calling internally Tier 2. We'll formalize what that name looks like, but, it'll actually be for those that want to engage at that level. And for like the owners that showed up this weekend, they signed up without even knowing what they were signing up for. And obviously a very special group of people. Over the next couple months, everyone's going to know what you're signing up for. That's what we can do a lot better. Take the feedback from the participants this weekend, refine it, get more experts in a room, and share that. I think the next one we have is for February timeframe. Between now and then, we're going to work really hard to clarify, hey, what does it look like?
What are you walking into?
Yeah, what are you walking into? And then also, what does this look like? What is this, beyond the programming? How do we develop the people? And how do owners help develop their staff? How do we fill the gap in between? Like Rich said, we have these great milestones of level 1 and 2 and 3, but how do we fill that gap in between the work that we've been doing with our partners in Best Hour, and then now pulling NC Fit under the Mayhem envelope? We have a lot of work to do to continually improve and share. So this weekend was the start of that, and obviously a highlight for me of the year, selfishly being here only a couple months, and then going forward into 26, we'll be on a steady cadence. And anywhere we go, when we act, like we will be activating with affiliates, whether it's just chest bumps and high fives or adding value another way, whether it's at the games next year or other events like that. So,
man, I think it's connecting a community is huge part of that. Like we saw once again, all the breakouts were incredible, but just the stuff that went on in between or after, or, just, man, seeing that, hey, you're not alone. You've got some some resources. And, there may be a connection between that 16 and 1 year gym somehow, that their areas are the same. And so, man, I think that was special. Complete 180. I do want to. So Sisu gave me a sauna. It's been about 4 or 5 months ago. And then they did a collab with Cold Creek Tubs. I've been doing that 25 minutes, and I stole this from you. Do you do 25 and 3, or what do you do?
Yeah, I do 20 and 3.
20 and 3?
Yeah.
So I do 25 in the sauna. I set it. It's awesome. It's got an app that you just set it in the morning. And I'm not getting paid for this. I got a free sauna, but I actually legitimately, like anybody, like Darren stayed at the house, 6 o'clock, be at the sauna. Tommy, who stayed at the house, him and his wife came down for Thanksgiving, 6 o'clock sauna. And so I'll go 25 minutes in the sauna, straight into 3 minutes in the cold. And man, one of the single most, like I get up 30 minutes earlier just to do it every morning. And when we're gone and not doing it, I can feel a difference. Like
one time through the whole protocol?
I just do one time through. I know Scott and Ben have done a couple different, like 20 and 3 back and forth for a couple. But man, I feel good. I've noticed I sleep better. I feel ready for the day.
Yeah.
After that. And then I listen to a podcast or listen to a book that we've been listening to.
Yep.
But I'll listen to that Live Free podcast and get my kind of like Jesus in the morning too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been good for just that too.
Love it.
Like 25 minutes, quiet time, whatever you want to call it. It's not really quiet time, I guess, if you're listening to a podcast. But man, it's been awesome. So
I feel that.
Just want to give them a little shout out since they gave it to me for free, and I'm not super active on the socials, posting a ton, because I don't have much time now.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
Respect.
The Be Present app.
Yeah, it's it. You're limited.
It's limited, and you get a little panic going. You're like, what do I got to do? I got 30 seconds left.
Good.
You been using it?
I haven't used it yet. But I have noticed your usage is admirable.
It's down. So
you did have one. I could tell you did open one time during a breakout.
Oh yeah,
session.
it was loud. It was the Notre Dame stuff.
You got caught with a football
I got
clip.
caught with a football. I thought I was on quiet. I was on silent, but my volume was up.
That's good. Yeah.
All right, shout out Sisu. Yeah, man. We talk to them tomorrow, right?
That's right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and if they want to send me one too, I'll also give a shout out on the next podcast.
We're gonna awkwardly throw them under the bus that we want to figure out a way to partner for 440. So there you go.
I think they love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll love it.
And for the record, I paid for my sauna, okay? And I use it every single day.
Yeah.
And I agree. Yeah. It is when I am not there. It makes me want, wherever I go, I just want a sauna now. And it's like it is.
It's almost addicting.
It is.
And it's crazy to see, like, I'll obviously Whoop. I don't know how crazy accurate the heart rate stuff is. I don't think it's crazy accurate at times. Like, I did a workout the other day and said my heart rate was at 206.
No, that's
anyway,
wrong.
I'd be dead.
Yes.
But if you look at my heart rate will get to like 150 in the last couple minutes. Like, you can see a slow kind of climb.
Yeah.
And then when I hit the plunge, and I'll go under and hold my breath for 5-10 seconds, depending on how I feel that day, it'll drop all the way down to like 40s. Yeah. And then it'll come back up. So it's, man, and you get out and you're just like, ooh.
I love the spins.
Dude, you're
it's
like
crazy.
I call that the freebie. So if you really want a freebie, we'll leave you on this one, is you do your 20 and you do your 3 and you go back in the sauna, keep it at 200. And
didn't you almost die?
What? Yes, but that was a mistake because the water, my water was like 31 degrees. It was like, I had to like, it was too aggressive. Going from 30-degree water to 200-degree sauna was not smart. Okay, don't do that. I had an issue. But find a better happy medium, like 40-degree water is fine, 45-degree water. And you go back in the sauna, and there's like 15, 20 seconds where you're on another planet. Like it is, it's indescribable. But
I go to that planet while I'm in the cold the first time. Like, literally, it feels like I'm spinning backwards.
When I get out and I'm like drying off, I'm like, whoa, let me hold on to the side of the thing.
It's awesome.
We can end, but where did the close encounter happen? In the hot or in the cold?
The hot.
Wow.
Yeah. The long story short is, your heart rate drops down, like you said. So like my heart rate gets down to like 45 when I'm in this, but towards the end of the cold plunge, it gets down that low. And then when it gets back up, like it just rises steadily. I got in the sauna and it should rise like pretty quickly up to like, 90 or 100. And for me, I got back in the sauna and I started like shivering, but like, the shivers that are like, you can't control. Like, it's not like, you're not like, it was like my body was moving and my heart rate wasn't going up. It was like it was the weirdest thing. And I just knew something was wrong. I told my wife and she was very mad at me. And I was like, well, I have to do it tomorrow because I can't be beat by this cold plunge sauna
I'll
thing.
show them.
I was like, so please watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I ended up, figuring it out.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But yeah, but please don't do that. Yeah. Like, learn from my mistakes and just lower the temperature of the sauna. And
tread lightly.
Yeah. Do you get back in the shower after a cold plunge to warm back up a little bit? I have to.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, so in the mornings I shower.
Yeah.
Like I do that. But in the
if
morning,
you do it at night.
Yeah, so at night you
keep the shivers.
Well, you're not supposed to do cold before bed. So like
you're not supposed to do cold.
Yeah. So like and so what you do is you can take a very warm shower.
Yeah.
But you actually hop out of the sauna and then the goal is to let your body temperature regulate all like slowly down. So you don't go right to bed.
Yeah.
But you let it go down and it will their sleep is unbelievable.
Really?
Because what it does to your body, because you're regulating and then you fall right asleep. If you come out of the cold, you've done it artificially. Yeah. So at night, you don't ever finish on cold.
Okay.
That's like
I always, when I get out of the cold, I'll go upstairs, hop in the shower for like 2 to 3 minutes.
In the morning.
Just to like warm back up. Because I hate being shivery.
You can't get warm.
I cannot get warm.
Yeah, certainly this time of year, like you're cold until
noon.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Which is awful.
All right. Well, big gulps, huh? Oh, see you later. Peace.